Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. I just thought I would pop in and talk to you about what's going on in the planets and the stars. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for May 23rd through 25th. So, just a couple of days ago on the 21st, the Sun and Mercury together over the cusp of from Taurus into Gemini. So we've had a shift of energy. We've still got Venus in Taurus, and Venus is the rules Taurus. So that is a strong energy. And now we have some air sign energy to go along with all of this earth and water. So we're trying to get perspective on what in the heck has been going on. And sometimes the harder you try to understand, the less things actually make sense. And what we're really feeling right now is Mars in square. This is going to be exact today and tomorrow. Mars in square to Chiron in Aries. Now, Mars is in Cancer. Mars wants to go, wants to make stuff happen. And in Cancer, this is talking about us moving forward in general, because the North Node of the Moon is in Cancer. But now, so Mars wants to move forward on this big project that we're on collectively together about how to nurture ourselves, how to receive from this world, how to allow ourselves to heal. Now, that's exactly the energy of Chiron. But Chiron is the wounded healer. Now, Chiron is in the sign of Aries at the very beginning. It's just there at 5 degrees right now, 4 or 5 degrees. And Chiron is our deepest wounds. And in Aries, it's talking about our wounds of the self, meaning where we've compensated our truth. And this is what's gone on with so many light worker indigo souls, where you've compensated or past lives, because in order to survive on this planet, stay alive, maybe in order to have a family, in order to have nurturing, in order to have love, you had to hide who you were and pretend you're somebody different. And this has worn on us over all of these lifetimes. And now it's creating some inner tension. This transition of the Sun and Mercury together into Gemini. Gemini is our conceptual mind and our thought process, our communication with ourself, our understanding. And this is the first time that the Sun and Mercury have been together since February. Before that, Mercury retrograde at the second part of Pisces. So we are learning about who we are in this new direction that we're going, moving from the Piscean age into the Aquarian age. Now, but we're confused, we're confused about who we are, because in these past lives where we had to compensate who we are, we had to push the truth of who we are so deep in our subconscious, and maybe traumatized and just made us compensate so far away from our truth that we don't even know who we are, and we can't even access it. And so this is creating this incredible feeling of frustration, where Mars is like, okay, come on, let's get on with it, right? Like, let's do this. Let's heal, let's nurture, let's figure this out so we can finally get somewhere, And then in square with Chiron, it's like, ooh, just deep wounds around our true self, and whether or not we get to be that and still exist and have what we need on this planet. So many souls, it's just a collective energy going on in the light worker indigo soul, where this stuff from past lives is coming up, where you have given away your power. That's the Capricorn energy going on, because we've got Saturn and Pluto 2 degrees apart right now for this week, from the 20th to the 25th. So it's with the combination of the Aries energy with Mars square Chiron saying, oh, this inner frustration, this fight, this, I want to be who I am. I want to stand up for my truth. I want to move forward and take care of myself and know I deserve it, except for that I am so compensated that I don't know who I am. And then how can we receive from this world, when we don't even know who we are? And that's what we're all trying to figure out. So what's coming to the surface with all this Capricorn energy and this square with Aries with Chiron and Aries, Mars and Chiron and Aries, is where we have given our power away, and chosen to play small and pretend that we're something different in order to survive. And now these contracts of where we've given our power away, and the way it's coming up for people right now is being able to identify. This is kind of cool, although it's weird, but like, it's seeing how people see you and how they have made in their minds who you are. You know, like, do you fit into their world, that the piece of the puzzle that they want you to play to keep their whole reality in place? And you're like, ooh, that definition of me no longer works. I played along with that for a while, but it doesn't work. And so how can I be who I really am without completely upsetting the apple cart, you know, of maybe this whole generations of belief systems and programming and stuff. And so it feels really weird and almost like eerie, because we're seeing where people have told us who we are. And then we're shedding those skins and cleansing those stories of who we've been told we are and who we've been told to be. Play small, get along with others, fly in formation. You know, this is the energy of the Piscean age. It's like, we're going to all do this thing now. And if you're not on board with that, then there's persecution for you, right? And so this is what this type of soul has gone through. And now these false concepts of what you've been told of who you are over lifetimes are just blooming to the surface and bringing a really uncomfortable feeling, especially since you don't know who you are. But it's actually giving us an opportunity to go deeper into the truth of who we are and shed these stories and shed these preconceptions of who we are. But it's quite shocking when these are presented to you in the world, and then people are angry at you, perhaps. You're like, well, wait a minute, we've done this dance for lifetimes and you're not going to play this out for me. You're not going to be who I want you to be in my little world, you know? And so it feels uncomfortable. And of course, with Mars and Chiron, we've got some ego death stuff going on where we have to just say, I was wrong. You know, maybe you're wrong about trusting the wrong people. Maybe you're wrong about believing in this false conception of yourself. Maybe you were wrong in giving away your power to people that you shouldn't have given away your power to in past lives or this life. But there's a lot of humbling going on right now. But that's a good thing, because it's only our ego personality that feels that sensitivity and that shame that's coming up. That's not who we really are, right? So it's actually an opportunity to peel away the layers and get to who we really are. So fun. And, you know, the thing that's really important to take advantage of right now is this North Node trine in Neptune. And the North Node is in Cancer, you know, and it's saying we got to find a new way forward. We got to nurture ourselves. We got to learn to take care of each other and the earth. And this is the essential piece of our empowerment and who we really are, so that we can take back our world and take back our paradigm. And so Neptune is our dreams and visions, that connection to that greater energy of something bigger than who we are that connects all of us. And so we're being given an opportunity here to dream this new dream and come into a new relationship with our future. But it's kind of requiring that ego death piece, you know, and the self-reflection and the, oh my gosh, I was wrong and I have to really look at this, because we have been told all these lies about who we are and all this programming. But Neptune trying the North Node is saying, shake it off. Like, let yourself be at peace in this moment. Let yourself be in touch with this truth of who you are and reset your vibrational system. Even if you don't know who you are, there's a part of you that's been there from the very beginning. Everything you've ever experienced on your soul spiritual journey, and all of these things come and go, right? In our life, we have these problems. What was your big problem last week? Can you even remember what that was? But it felt like you'd never figured out, right? And now it's in the past. So these things all come and go. Everything's perishable in this world that we see with our eyes. But there's a part of us that's been here the whole time who can observe this play, this grand play that we're in this Earth evolution lifetime right now. And that part of ourselves is way more stable and true and real than all the stories, right? So part of the trauma-based programming that's happened to so many of us in past lives and this life is about using that trauma energy and blame and responsibility, manipulation to program, right? So a lot of the mind control type energy is the programming is instilled through trauma, right? And so what happens is that we, even though we can't remember these things, but they're affecting us, these traumas from past lives, right? And then it's like, oh, that's who we are. You know, this so-called failure, but you were actually manipulated, and you trusted the wrong people, and this and that and the other thing. And it's like, okay, so I experienced these things and that's who I am. And it's like, no, you're not that. You were the thing that was there before it all came, and the thing that's still there after it passes on to the next thing. And we got to go to that place. And this Neptune trine the North Node is giving us a sweet, watery meditation energy towards being in that peace and being in that truth of who we really are. And maybe figuring out who we really are is really just about letting go of the stories of who we're not and bringing our attention back. And like, then we can let ourselves reset to the new energies, to a different story, and be able to move into this more nurturing existence that's trying to land for us. But we've been so used to other ways, like trauma-based programming, that we've got to like completely reset our whole energetic field. But getting in touch with the truth of who we are, that eternal self, is the key right now. So it's continues to be an intense time, and yet we're also having massive opportunities to see through it all into the truth, to break free for good. And that's what this 2020 astrology is about, with Saturn coming so close to Pluto this week. And it's just, you're getting hints and clues. Pay attention. You're getting hints and clues of what the 2020 astrology is about for you. And we are getting this kind of really great preparation warning system happening. So whatever's coming up this week is what you're going to be working on for the next year and a half. And you will succeed at, and you will be set free of. But we are letting go of prison bars, chains of belief systems, and this trauma-based programming that has held us down for a very long time. And so it takes a reset, right? It's like this whole life is about a reset. And so many people that I work with and looking at astrology charts, it's like having to live a whole big part of a life in order to undo all these other lifetimes so you can start living. And that's what's trying to happen. So I hope that your journey is good and harmonized as we move through this energy. And I look forward to checking in with you soon in just a couple of days. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.